You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, General Hospital fans, we have got Ava Jerome thinking that she has scored big with her blackmail scheme, but Lucky Spencer may ruin it for her. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we are going to discuss how and why Ava might find her cash grab going bad because of Lucky. Before we dive in, please click that subscribe button if you're not following us. All right, so as we saw on General Hospital, Alexis Davis at first pushed back and said she would not give in to Ava's demands. And Alexis tried to tell Ava that the police wouldn't believe the circumstantial evidence pointing to Kristina cutting Rick's brake lines. But then Ava said, okay, I'll skip the cops and go straight to Molly Lansing-Davis, which would rip Alexis's family apart. So when she heard about all this, Diane Miller said the best way to respond was to have Kristina committed to a psychiatric facility like Shady Brook, and I agree. Diane said that was the only way to keep Kristina out of prison once the truth comes out that she tried to kill Ava and instead almost killed Rick and Elizabeth. Alexis was initially on board with Diane's plan, but then she felt guilty after that movie night with her girls. She realized that having Kristina committed would guarantee that Molly would find out the awful thing her sister Kristina had done. So, over Diane's pretty loud objection, Alexis refused to take her business partner's advice. So, instead of committing Kristina, we saw Alexis decided to cover up what Kristina did and pay Ava's blackmail. That's exactly what Diane said is the problem. She keeps cleaning up these messes and enabling her daughter's bad antics. So Lucky knows the truth, and that could be a problem soon for this big cover-up of what Kristina has done. Already, Alexis paid the first installment to Ava and said she'd keep paying Ava until she gets her back the entire divorce settlement from the Cassadine estate that Valentine had gotten yanked back from her. And Alexis thought that that would satisfy Ava because, you know, Alexis doesn't want Molly to lose another sister after losing Sam. You know, Alexis was so happy to see her daughters close again instead of Kristina and Molly at odds and lashing out at each other like they had been. But because Alexis left Ava waiting way past the deadline she gave her, well, she upped the ante and told Alexis it was going to cost her more than just the divorce settlement amount. And the bottom line is Alexis can't keep this hidden forever, and she can't keep paying on this blackmail. I have no doubt that Molly is going to find out what Kristina did that almost killed her dad. Plus, there's no way Ava's going to get away with blackmail long term, and Kristina isn't going to get away with trying to commit murder, and Lucky could be why this all comes out. Although he wanted to call the cops at first, now Ava has convinced Rick to keep his mouth shut, and at this point, I think he'd only tell Molly if he thought it'd be better for her to know. So for now, Rick wants to protect Molly, and she seems happy being closer to Kristina, so he's biting his tongue. Plus, it's a bonus that Rick wants to screw Alexis out of money because he thinks she's a huge hypocrite who likes to think she's better than him. And other than Ava, Rick, and Alexis, and now Diane, there's only one other person who knows Kristina cut the brakes on Rick's car thinking it was Ava, and that person is Lucky Spencer. At first, Lucky ranted at Kristina that she's gone too far and needs to face consequences and pay for what she did. Of course, Lucky was furious that Kristina almost killed Elizabeth, the woman that he is falling in love with again. But eventually, Lucky agreed Kristina going to prison wouldn't help anybody, so he's staying quiet. But he may change his mind soon because Lucky may not be able to hide what Kristina did from Liz once they're spending time together and if she has suspicions. And, Rick might lead Liz to have suspicions. So if Lucky does tell Liz, she may turn around and push Lucky to turn Kristina in because it's the right thing to do. And let's face it, Kristina needs help probably more than she's getting in the therapy sessions that she's doing. Unless Sonny and Alexis's daughter gets her head on straight, she may do something like this again because she still hates Ava and she does not seem to have a lot of self-control. We also have to remember Lucky dislikes Ava, in part because Kristina has spilled his ear about Ava shoving her out a window while pregnant. So if Lucky does blab, he can do it to also slap at Ava and force Kristina to pay for hurting Liz while making sure that Kristina gets the intensive psychotherapy that she obviously needs when this all comes out. But even if it's not Lucky that spills the beans, obviously this isn't going to stay a secret forever. There's other ways Molly could find out what Kristina did. Alexis may go to Sonny and tell him what's going on and ask for his help to stop Ava from these increasing blackmail demands. Sonny probably won't allow that to happen if he finds out. And obviously, he would do anything he needed to stop Ava from sending Kristina to prison. Sonny may try and scare Ava into staying quiet. But if Ava's not getting her payday, she could run right to the cops anyway, and Kristina may be arrested. And then it doesn't matter what the threats are because it would all be out in the open. Even if Sonny found out where Ava hid Rick's car and he had it destroyed and had Rick delete the footage of Kristina, Ava might still get revenge because she could go tell Molly and Rick would back it up. And with the cat out of the bag, then Sonny's threats really wouldn't matter. Then there's always a chance Molly could overhear Rick and Ava talking about it, or Alexis arguing with Ava about Kristina. Molly could even overhear Alexis and Kristina if she confronts her daughter about what she did, And of all the ways that the truth could come out, I just feel like that it could be and should be Lucky Spencer that's the one to mess up Ava's big cash grab. Lucky's got a few reasons to spill the beans. First, justice for Liz. Second, he may worry Kristina will kill somebody the next time she acts out instead of just almost killing them. And third, Lucky may not want Ava to profit off of the blackmail, and he may decide that revealing the truth, pulling off the Band-Aid is just the best thing for everybody long term, even if in the short term it causes a big explosion. It seems inevitable. Molly's going to find out what Kristina did to her dad, and I'm betting it all comes out in May Sweeps, which kicks off late next week. And when Molly hears the awful truth, things with her and Kristina may never recover. So we'll see. But even if Lucky decides to keep Kristina's secret, this is a ticking time bomb, and we'll see how it plays out.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.